Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
Hey girl, hey, it is Mo. Welcome back to I Am Mo, and welcome back to another video. You guys, today is December 31st. It is currently 5:39, aka 5:40. I have to be out of the door by 6. Have to be out of the door by 6. Going to New Year's Eve, watch night service at church, which starts at 8. Me, Tootie, and Kinsley are gonna get some dinner before we head to church, cause you know Big Mama gotta eat. But anyway, I figured I'd sit down with y'all and do my makeup. My makeup is gonna be real quick tonight, because I usually don't wear makeup to church because I know it's coming off. It is coming off. But I just wanted to get cute tonight, put myself together, because pregnancy can definitely make you feel like you're not yourself. You know, so I figured I'd do a little makeup to get ready for tonight. Nothing major, like I said, just something real quick and simple. So yeah, because I'm not gonna wear contacts, I'm not gonna wear lashes, because I already know the tears are gonna flow. And we're gonna give the Lord what is due. I said we're gonna give the Lord, baby, what is due, because he is worthy of all the praise. Because when I tell you that 2025 has been a hard year, oh my God, 2025 definitely been one for the books. But nonetheless, we made it. I made it. We made it. So with my primer on. But yeah, like, what are your goals and stuff like that for 2026? I don't really necessarily, I have a few things that I want to accomplish, yes, but I don't necessarily have goals, I would say, but I just feel like I have a lot to do, right? Because, hello? Oh, yeah.
You got ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she'll see him in a second, back.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna be ready when I get here, though. Promise, Pinky. But yeah, I don't really have necessarily goals, but I feel like time. I've been comfortable. Let me say that. I feel like I've been comfortable for the last couple of years, right? Comfortable with where I am in life. Still wanting more, but comfortable. And now all of a sudden, like, having this baby has just gave me a boost. And it's like, no, you do not have time, because you're gonna have a little bitty human that is gonna be depending on you. And I definitely want to be the best version of myself for him, because, you know, I know I have family supports and things like that, but at the end of the day, it's me, right? I am the one who is going to be raising him, caring for him, providing for him. And so I just want to make sure that he has the best. And him having the best, he needs the best version of myself, right? And so I don't necessarily have a bunch of goals, but I just know that God is going to be leading me and pushing me forward. And there are some things that I am asking him for, right? Because we want to ensure, and granted, it's not gonna be perfect, you know, but as I prepare for motherhood, I just feel like my intentions and my goals have changed, and I've been comfortable for the last couple of years. So there are some things that have been on the list for years that I haven't done because I felt like I had time, and now I'm like, girl, you ain't got no time. But hold on, let me do my brows and BRB. Okay, halfway done with the brows. But anyway, like I was saying, there are just some things that I want to be more intentional about in 2026 for my sake and my son's sake, right? And you know, we can write these lists, make the cutesy vision boards, all those things. Those are good and great. However, I'm trying to stop saying anyways, however, things don't change unless you change. So I can cut out the pictures, I can I can make the vision board, write a letter to myself, I can make a prayer board, I can do all of those things, but like, kind of like faith without works is dead. Action, if you don't do nothing about it, you don't make a move, that board gonna still be sitting in the same spot that you put it in. So that's just, those are my thoughts. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna write some things down or whatever the case may be, but I'm gonna be very intentional about what I write down, simply because I know that there's just some things I gotta change about myself, and not necessarily what I want to accomplish. Because if I don't change some characteristics about myself, then I'm never gonna achieve the things that I write down. Like, if I don't be consistent, if I don't be productive, if I don't stop procrastinating, right, then the things that I want to see for myself and the things that I write down on that paper, girl, ain't nothing gonna happen until I put some action behind the things that I say I want to do. And unfortunately, some of those things that over the last couple of years that I wanted to do hadn't got done because, like I said, I felt like I had time. But now I am realizing, girl, you ain't got no time. Time is of the essence. The time is now. The time is now. So yeah, those are just my thoughts. And going back on reflecting on 2025, honey, y'all, 2025 kicked my tail. And not necessarily, more so like silent battles. Not like, by the grace of God, I didn't have any like major deaths, major grief, or anything like that. Thank the Lord for keeping me and my loved ones or whatever. I feel like, but yeah, there was just some things that I fought with myself just internally, right? Yeah, internally, you know, if you go back and look this time last year, right, I sat down and did my makeup with y'all because I was going through a major breakup, and I felt like that heartbreak lasted longer than I wanted it to. I feel like I really didn't like get back into the groove of things and kind of like move forward until, girl, June, July, right? I was still grieving, a life that I thought that I wanted, or whatever the case may be. But things changed, and so, you know, I was still living in the past for a little moment, but then we slowly start pivoting to the now. And yeah, and you'll see in one of my other videos, my vlog that I'm posting, one of the things that my pastor said this past Sunday at church was like, stop giving CPR to things that God already called dead. And so that's what I did for half of 2025, right? I was giving CPR to something that God had already called dead. And yeah, my skin is terrible. I am not me anymore. baby, when I tell you, this baby is taking over the skin. It's just like breakout after breakout, bumpy skin. But anyways, we are alive and well, and that's all that matters. He's healthy, I'm healthy, so skin is skin, right? But yeah, so just a lot of things I'm looking forward to for the new year that I want to do for myself. Of course, like moving and all those things, and then having a baby, preparing for the baby showers, job, all that kind of stuff like that are the things that I'm thinking about. But mostly importantly, I want to be more intentional about my time with God. I go to church, I do devotionals or whatever, but I really want to get deeper into my word. I know a few scriptures, but I want to do more Bible study and less devotion, or whatever. Like, the devotions are cute, you know, daily scriptures and things like that, but I just want to do a better deep dive into the word and get an understanding of more things in the Bible for myself. Don't get me wrong, I know the Bible, but I want to know the Bible. I want to know that when I'm going through something, I can be like, you know, I can declare some scriptures over my life, right? Because that is what's going to sustain us, or just sustain me when I'm going through things, because life is not easy. And let's be real, 2026 is going to come with its own challenges and problems and tests and things like that, but it's about how you pass the test, right? Because if you don't learn the lesson, God's going to keep sending you through the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, definitely want to be more intentional about my word, honey. You know, there are some other things that I want to accomplish, but I feel like none of that is more important than my relationship with God, because Grandma needs some prayer, and I am already like, things aren't gonna get easier. You know, things aren't gonna get easier. Motherhood is gonna come with its own challenges. Hell, being pregnant already comes with its own challenges. So I already know, girl, that there are some things that are gonna be on the horizon. And yeah, I just want to be strong enough to handle what comes my way, and prepared, and to not let situations break me, and to not react off of emotions is what I want to do for 2026. So yeah, talk to me in the comments. Let me know. You know, how did you bring in a new year? Like I said, I'm going to New Year's Eve watch service at church. And for the most part, all my life, this is what I have done for New Year's. There have been a couple years where I probably like partied when I was like in college and stuff like that. But as a kid, like growing up, we was at church. We was at church tapping on the floor till the new year came in. Do you hear me? Yes, we were. And so this is why I like to bring in a new year. Same thing last year, nothing different. I was at church and I'll be at church today. But yeah, I'm just glad to be in a good headspace, y'all. Whew. And I know that I haven't really like dive deep into my pregnancy or whatever. But me and baby are healthy. But that hasn't been easy either, right? Because let's be honest, this was very unexpected. But I am very grateful and thankful to be able to carry. And if you follow me on TikTok, which you need to if you aren't, I kind of was more specific with them of like, you know, not being able to, or being told, doctor saying that it was going to be hard for me to conceive and all those kind of things like that. And then, you know, being diagnosed with endometriosis, PCOS, intestinal cystitis, interstitial, I can't say that right. I see bladder pain syndrome. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of these things. To just taking a pregnancy test and I was finding I was pregnant because I didn't do anything special. Other than I was taking a weight loss supplement. So yeah, if you taking some GLP-1, you been having issues getting pregnant, be careful. Just word to the wise. Be careful, sis, because I'm like, girl, I ain't worried about that. I ain't never been on birth control, none of that kind of stuff. I can't get pregnant. I am broken, honey. But the devil is a lie. I am not broken, honey, and I might got some issues. But as one of my good friends said, broken crayons still colored. Do you hear me? So I am still able to produce. And so are you. With the people telling you that you can't. Baby, when you least expect it. And I feel like I wrote a letter last year this time. And that's why they say when you talking to God, you gotta be specific. Because I specifically wrote down on that paper in no particular order that I wanted to be a mother. And I wanted to conceive naturally. And I wanted to be pregnant and all these things. And I wanted to be a wife or whatever. And auntie. Be specific. Because I should have said, Lord, bless me with a husband. And then once you bless me with a husband, let me be able to produce for my husband. But whatever. We are here. We are here. We are here now. And he is coming. And by the way, just a quick little pregnancy update. I am 18 weeks pregnant. In 2 weeks, I'm going to get my anatomy scan done. Where we get like the 3D or whatever of the baby. And all of those things. So I'm excited about that. There are new symptoms every week, y'all. Every week. I am scared for what's next because lately it has been uncomfortable. And I'm only in the second trimester in 4 months. Well, I'm going into month 5. Like in 2 months. I mean, in like 2 weeks, I'll be 5 months exactly. So, yeah. Definitely scared. Oh, I messed it up. But that's okay. Definitely scared about what's to come or whatever. Interested in getting a chiropractor for sure. As well as possibly a doula to help me prepare when I get closer to birth. Because, girl, I am scared. Definitely got some fitness things that I want to achieve and start working towards in 2026. I just want to get a little bit more active. And like start at least like walking more, whatever the case may be. I really want a walking pad. That's what I really want, a dang on walking pad. So, and I saw some on Amazon, so. You might order one of those. Let's see if this lip color turn out right. But yeah, let me know how 2025 went for you and what you are doing. How you bring it in 2026. And what are some things that you're gonna be more intentional about in 2026? Okay? Because I know that life has been life for everybody. I really just want to wear red lipstick, but I can't find it, so red gloss it is. Not too bad, not too bad, but that's not what I was going for. But We're gonna roll with it. I'm gonna come back and show y'all my final look. All right, you guys, I am dressed and ready for the night. I just have on this, my infamous two-piece set, because that is what's comfortable these days. I got on some dunks. Like I said, the attire for church tonight is all black. If you have made it to the end of this video, I thank you for tuning in and watching your girl. Please come back and stay tuned for more 2026 content. Like I said earlier, I hope that your 2026 be amazing. I hope that you're intentional about the things that you are setting and putting into place for 2026. Be safe. Peace, blessings, and love. Okay, however you're celebrating, I hope you're celebrating in a safe way, bringing in the year. I'm out of breath, so I'll catch y'all in the next video.
Can't focus on me.